Alright, Schlockmeister fans. Kind of a rare movie here. This one's called Savages and made for television 1974. Andy Griffith and Sam Bottoms. Check it out. Andy Griffith plays Mr. Maddock, a rich lawyer going hunting.
Ben, how would you like the job? Ben, this is Mr. Horton Maddock.
Sam Bottoms plays Ben. He's going to be a guide. He's a smart lawyer.
Man who can think on his feet, keep his head under pressure, not let his emotions interfere with his reason. There's nothing in the world that man can't do.
He's looking for a ram.
Take a look over there. Where? There, up ahead. Look at that. Mr. Maddock,
Maddock jumped the gun a little bit.
Ben, I can't tell you how sorry I am. It was you, just a young one, poor little thing. What can I say? I was overeager. I thought it might be my only shot.
But did he shoot a young you? That's a hand, a human hand. That is a man named Winnie, who was supposed to be the guide. He's kind of a town drunk. Maddox shot him by mistake.
It's Winnie, huh? I can't tell you how sorry I am. It's mine. I'm slugging the old man from your gun now. Just your word against mine as to who killed him.
Why would I kill Winnie? He was my friend.
What reason would I have? I didn't know him at all.
Maddox wants to leave him there, bury him, forget this ever happened.
It's part of my business to be a measurer of men. In my opinion, you have every intention of reporting this accident.
He's tried to bribe him with money, not to tell, but...
I know how you feel, Ben. Crazy in the heat and tore off all your clothes. Happens all the time in the desert.
You think they'll believe that?
Making people believe is part of my job. I'm very good at it.
So he forces Ben to walk off by himself with only his shorts on. He's going to make it look like Ben went crazy, ran off, and he's going to end up dying. Ben finds Winnie's camp. He even finds some water. What he doesn't know, though, is that Maddox is kind of stalking him.
Hey, Ben.
Maddox basically terrorizing him.
I know you're up there, Ben. As you say, Ben, sun's dropping like a rock out here.
Maddox doesn't bank on Ben being a survivalist, though. He knows how to survive in the desert. He's actually buried himself in the sand to keep cool. He's hiding there. He pops out of the sand, finds a gun in Maddox's car, but no bullets. So while Maddox goes on a ridge looking for Ben, Ben decided to blow his tent. He also got a hold of a slingshot.
Ben, stop right here and bury the old man. Be worth $10,000 to me.
They get to town, and then he passes out from exhaustion, heat stroke. Meanwhile, Maddox, in the car, finds the slingshot. Sheriff, it's Roscoe P. Coltrane.
He didn't want me to report it. He was afraid of a scandal. And when I wouldn't go along with him, he tried to kill me.
Wait a minute, let me see if I get this straight.
Now, Maddox is going to deny all of it.
And Ben remonstrated with him with perfect justification, I might add. Go on. The old man became abusive, violent. Ben lost his temper. He grabbed my Magnum 30-06 and began to blow the camp apart. The water can, coffee pot, everything.
Bert. Ben, will you just soak your feet and let me conduct the interrogation? Do you mind?
To go back to the gravesite with me in the morning. We'd dig up the body, come to town. I told him I'd do everything in my power to help him. I'm a lawyer, you know. Well, finally he agreed. We drove over in the morning.
They could not find the slingshot to corroborate Ben's story.
It's gotta be. That slingshot has gotta be somewhere in the gas station.
We turned that place upside down.
There's no place else he could have gotten rid of it.
Why would I leave behind something as potentially dangerous as a slingshot? Why wouldn't I destroy that too?
Because you didn't see it. It was wrapped in some brown paper with some other things.
Brown paper.
We didn't find anything like that up there.
Not arrested, but Ben is now in trouble.
Tell you. You could have $10,000 now. Look what you got.
So he's filling up the gas, and something doesn't sound right. Is there something down in the tank? Well, Roscoe shows up, and guess what Ben pulls out of that tank? The missing slingshot to corroborate his story.
The slingshot was caught.
Now that ain't very likely, is it, Mr. Maddox? I mean, if Ben was going to lie about it, he'd have brought this slingshot down to my office this morning. I think you'd better postpone your trip to New York for a couple of days. In fact, I think you'd better get yourself a lawyer.
I am a lawyer.
All right, let's talk about this movie called Savages. This is a movie I have on a pre-recorded VHS tape. Picked it up back in the early 2000s somewhere off of eBay. It's a made-for-television movie from 1974 starring Anthony Griffith and Sam Bottoms. Interesting little film here. It's Griffith plays Maddox. He's a local lawyer and he's a wealthy man, and he wants to go out hunting for bighorn. These big rams out in the Mojave Desert somewhere, and he needs a guide. So he ends up hiring Sam Bottoms to be his guide. Well, he's a little trigger happy as Maddox, and he sees these rams up on this ridge, and he takes a shot a little earlier than he should have. Turns out when he goes up there, he actually shot a person. Now there were some rams up there, but he shot a person by mistake, and he buried the guy. Well, Sam Bottoms, who plays Ben, he's a young kind of a kid, he comes up there and discovers, hey man, you shot this guy. And he knew the guy. His name was Whiny or something like that. I don't know. He was kind of a local drunk or something like that. But anyway, he's like, we got to report this. It's an accident. Well, Maddox doesn't want to do this because he's a wealthy man with a reputation. And he was basically like, look, I'm not going to let an accident ruin my whole career. So he basically gives Sam Bottoms, Ben, no choice. He makes him strip down to his shorts and says, you're going to have an accident. You run away now. You're going to die in the desert here. And I'm going to say you ran off and didn't know what happened to you, whatever. So he does take off, but he manages to live. At one point, he actually gets a hold of Maddox's Jeep or his tent area and blows it up. Maddox, meanwhile, is trying to terrorize him by kind of stalking him and stuff while he's trying to get out of this desert. But eventually, he does get out. He actually turns the tables and kidnaps Maddox, and they drive back. Now, once they get back to town, the lawyer, Maddox, tells a different story. He says that, Ben shot the guy, blah, 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 and he can prove it, or I should say, Ben says that he shot Maddox with a slingshot. Now they can't find the slingshot. Well, near the end of the movie, at this point, Ben is thought to be the guilty one. There's perhaps charges pending. He's pumping gas and he hears something, and turns out that the slingshot was hidden in the gas tank at this gas station. So he was able to prove that yes, there was a slingshot involved, whereas earlier in the film they couldn't find the slingshot, could the sheriff and such. So the movie kind of ends with Maddox being hinted at that he's going to be arrested, and that's how our movie ends. Very quick little film, like 74 minutes long, but it's very well done for what it is. It kind of ends abruptly, and it is kind of weird that they seem to be very lackadaisical about a dead body out in the desert. Nobody's arrested ever. The cop, who is James Best, Sheriff Roscoe P. Coltrane, he's basically like, well, you guys come to my office tomorrow at 1 o'clock and we'll talk about this. Seems kind of odd. But anyway, it's a pretty decent movie, and it was kind of a rare VHS film, although I have a link to Amazon down below if you want to buy it. It's actually kind of affordable now. It's like $24. Back in the day, it was really pricey. So anyway, not available on DVD. I do have the VHS, like I said, which is where this DVD-R came from that I made with some homemade box art that my wife made. So anyway, it's a pretty good film. I'm curious if anybody else has seen it. So leave some comments down below and let me know what you think. It's called Savages. Watch it. Bye.